Hi, today we're going to be presenting Project Activate Austin. ACT stands for Active Children Thrive. We're going to be discussing reinforcing physical activity in lower schools. We're Group 4.
My name is Caleb Stewart.
I'm Monique Dave.
I'm Ella Chapman.
And I'm Jack Pedrick.
This is a scenario we were given. In an upcoming vote, the Austin School Board of Trustees is deciding on whether to cut physical education from the curriculum and remove all after-school programs that involve physical activity. Due to poor testing scores, the school is pushing for more academic programs and less physical activity programs. Our group has put together a presentation outlining the physical, psychological, and cognitive benefits of exercise specific to youth and proposed a plan to engage more children in physical activity during school and in the form of after-school programs. We were given a budget of $750,000. We chose to put $300,000 towards infrastructure and facility improvements, $200,000 towards sports and activity equipment, $110,000 towards staffing and training, $100,000 towards program design and monitoring and evaluation tools, and we saved $40,000 just in case we made any mistakes or had money to give to charity. For the $300,000 that we put towards infrastructure and facility improvements, this is how we broke it down. For indoor gym renovations and upgrades, we decided we needed floor resurfacing, wall padding, mirrors, the painting of indoor court lines, adjustable basketball hoops and backboards, indoor turf or rubber track sections, a sound system, and PA for announcements and music, as well as gym lighting and ventilation upgrades. For the outdoor fitness and play installations, we allocated $110,000 for monkey bars, pull-up bars, climbing panels, balance beams, agility ladders, pavement games, a track and field running loop, obstacle courses, and a covered outdoor activity area. For safety and accessibility improvements, we decided we needed ground padding mats for indoor and outdoor zones, ADA compliant ramps, railings, and access paths, and shaded structures over outdoor play zones, as well as fencing and signage for secured zones. For the contingency and future flex fund, we put aside $40,000 reserved for installation costs, shipping, permitting, and future upgrades. We put aside $200,000 for sports and activity equipment. $110,000 went towards mini soccer goals and balls, foam dodgeballs, field cones, jump ropes, hula hoops and beanbags, basketballs and adjustable hoops, pickleball paddles, balls and nets, handballs and goals, tetherball poles and balls, flag football kits including the belts, balls, and cones, volleyballs and portable net systems, portable badminton kits, PE accessories like whistles, timers, or markers, inclusive and adaptive PE equipment, and extra inventory for class sets and rotations. For indoor cardio and fitness equipment, we decided we needed a stationary bike, compact treadmills, rowing machines, ellipticals or stair steppers, plyo boxes, resistance bands, medicine balls, and maybe some heart rate monitors and PE wearables. For storage and equipment, we decided to buy heavy-duty storage racks and rolling bins, lockable PE carts and ball cages, pump kits, repair tools, and air gauges, as well as safety signage, padding, and replacement stock. Then we needed $100,000 for monitoring and evaluation tools, which are the most important part of the intervention. We got affordable fitness trackers for kids. We would purchase approximately 1,000 kid-friendly wearable activity trackers, such as the Fitbit Ace or Garmin Vivo Fit Junior. These are approximately $40 to $50 per unit and would allow us to track steps, active minutes, and heart rate. They are waterproof and durable and designed for smaller wrists. They also have a dashboard for syncing and reviewing group data. The purpose of these monitoring and evaluation devices will be to track daily physical activity levels during and after school. This would also encourage self-awareness and gamify movement, allowing kids to compete with each other by tracking their steps or creating streaks. Also, we needed some cognitive testing tools, which we spent $15,000 on. We would use computer-based softwares for simple cognitive tests, like memory recall, attention span, or reaction time. Some examples of these tests include the CogniFit, the NIH Toolbox, or the Lumosity education tests. We would also do pre and post exercise testing sessions. These short tests, lasting 5 to 10 minutes, would be administered before and after PE or recess. The purpose would be to assess how regular physical activity influences attention, focus, short-term memory, and reaction speed in children. Now we're going to start talking about our actual intervention. For stage 1, step 1, we needed to identify the target population and behavior. We decided to do this trial on kindergarten through 5th grade students at Andrews Elementary School. This elementary school has 94% minority students and 96% of them are economically disadvantaged. The target behavior was to prevent the removal of after-school physical activity programs by presenting the benefits of exercise and proposing a plan to you to increase engagement. Here's a picture of Andrews Elementary School located in Northeast Austin.
Starting with stage 1, step 2, which is our COM-B model, which is the behavioral analysis. COM-B model stands for capability, opportunity, and motivation. And these are the 3 things a person needs in order to perform a behavior. In our case, that behavior is participating in regular physical activity, both during and after school. Capability, this refers to both physically and psychologically. On the physical side, most students at Andrews Elementary can engage in physical activity, but doesn't mean they all have the same fitness level. Some kids may have health conditions or disabilities to make movement harder. That's why our plan includes inclusive PE equipment and upgrades and equipment to allow for modifications to make people with disabilities be able to have the same opportunity and to participate and do so safely and confidently. On the psychological side, this is where we'll see the bigger barrier. Many students and even their parents don't fully understand the benefits of exercise. They don't know that exercise can help with focus, memory, stress, and it can even help test performance. This lack of knowledge may lower their motivation and make them prioritize movement less. And then moving on to opportunity, both physical and social opportunity. For physical opportunity, many schools, especially in low-income areas like ours, don't have the time, space, or even equipment for regular physical activity. At Andrews Elementary School, students may only have PE once or twice a week and have a shortened recess. After-school options may be limited and may require money or transportation. So to fix this, our plan is to invest over $500,000 in both upgraded facilities and activity equipment. That's including turfs, tracks, obstacle courses, outdoor pavilions, and indoor gym renovations to ensure safe physical activity. There's also opportunities to move during class. During school, add daily brain breaks, movement-based learning, and protect the time of PE and recess. After school, we'll offer activities and programs that allows all students to participate, and these will be run by campus-trained staff. For social opportunity focuses on the people and the culture around the students. If not enough coaches, volunteers, or teachers who perform movement, they're less likely to want to join. If the school sees PE as less important than academics, that mindset might trickle down to the students. And that's why we want to train teachers and staff to know the importance of physical activity and to be on board and to make it more motivating and have a enthusiastic school environment. Going on with motivation, COM-B divides this in 2 different ways: reflective and automatic. Reflective motivation includes what you think about physical activity. Don't think PE is, we don't want people to think PE is a waste of time compared to academics. We want to make it seem that physical activity is a part of academics. And we will do this by having newsletters, parents' nights, and posters to emphasize movement that improves learning. And for automatic motivation, is more emotional and the habitual way of it. This is the fun stuff. We want kids to want to move and want to be doing it. And so by doing so, we'll have them engage with their friends and make them feel confident doing so. That's why we built in games, team clubs, and reward systems, because we wanted to make it exciting for all. Now moving on to stage 2, step 3. This is our interventions we selected that help us change behavior. So starting with education, this is about building the knowledge and understanding. So we want to use interactive workshops and visual tools to help students and families understand the benefits of exercise, not just for the body, but for the brain too. And then moving on to persuasion, this is why we want the changing people to believe what they think about physical activities. We're going to use school-wide posters, newsletters, and digital messaging to consistently share positive messages. And then we also want to we can make family nights to invite local pediatrician and sports psychologists to speak about how active kids perform better in schools. Then with environmental reconstructing, we're going to look at repainting the playgrounds, built-in games like hopscotch and Foursquare, adding safer and outdoor spaces like pavilions, and adding a bunch of different gym equipment to fulfill all kids and their interest. And with enablement, this is about removing the barriers. So adding equipment students actually enjoy using, helping teachers build activity into academic lessons, and training the staff to feel confident and support physical activity before, during, and after school.
For stage 2, step 4, it'll be our select policy category step. In this step, we want to focus on aligning our intervention with sustainable supportive policy categories that promote physical activity without making it feel mandatory for the students. First, we want to encourage the school to formally commit to maintaining regular physical education and recreational programs. These programs should be positioned as a valued and essential part of a student's curriculum, not just an additional activity. This reinforces the idea that movement is integral to overall development. Next, we propose allocating a portion of our $750,000 budget towards enhancing physical activity opportunities. This includes purchasing new sports and activity equipment, improving infrastructure and play areas, and hiring additional staff to help management programs. Finally, we suggest establishing developmental training programs for all staff involved with the program, including teachers, coaches, and facilitators. These training sessions would equip our staff with the skills necessary to foster a positive and inclusive environment for all students. Moving on to stage 3, step 5. In this step, we will outline 3 key behavioral change techniques that will guide how we encourage and sustain physical activity in the school. For cognitive behavior change, we want to help students understand the why behind physical movement. By integrating brief, engaging educational segments into class, we can explain how physical activity supports better concentration, mood, and overall well-being. For example, short videos, classroom discussions, or even writing prompts can help reinforce the science behind how moving our body supports learning and emotional regulation. Additions like these can empower students with the knowledge it'll build intrinsic motivation to help them motivate themselves to exercise. Next, we'll incorporate weekly in-class activity goals to create a sense of ownership and fun. Students will collaborate only by voting and choosing activities they want to do. Whether it's an obstacle course, dancing, or even free play, each week the class will set a goal, such as total minutes of activity or number of participants, and they'll earn small rewards when they meet those goals. This way, students can build a sense of autonomy, accountability, and community, all of which can help an individual support behavior change. Finally, we recognize how important the build equipment and environment is to a children's likelihood to exercise. Using our budget, the school can add low-cost equipment like jump ropes, cones, or balls and repurpose underused areas into designated activity zones. The goal is to make physical activity visually available and easy to engage in for our students, turning everyday spaces into movement-friendly zones where students can feel comfortable to exercise.
Moving on to step 6, we're going to be looking at the select modes of delivery. During school hours, teachers and staff can encourage physical activity by doing the following things. Adding brain breaks in between lessons, which would be a great way to have students do stretches or anything to get them moving. That could be like jumping jacks or walking around the classroom and socializing. They could also use active learning strategies, for example, relay races while doing like math questions or anything like that, as well as like spelling words whenever, and yeah, just spelling words using body movements, things like that. These activities are shown to help boost energy, improve focus, and make learning more engaging. After school hours, the school can provide physical activity programs such as sports clubs, which would be dance or cheer, anything like that. Some other games and activities that can be added would be led by the teachers, staff, or volunteers. These activities would be held inside the gym or outside at the playground. Some games could include basketball, football, soccer, dodgeball, or capture the flag. Just anything that would get the kids engaged and have fun while moving. Some ways to promote these physical activity would be posters, newsletters, digital email, or text. These posters will be placed throughout the school hallways to help the teachers and students be reminded about being engaged in physical activity. Newsletters would be sent home to families to keep them informed about the program and as well get them to understand what the program is about. Emails and texts will update parents about the program and strengthen the connection between the parents and the school. Moving on to our program, how we would start this program. We would host workshops and training sessions for the teachers, staffs, and volunteers to build support for this intervention. These sessions will help everyone learn about the benefits of physical activity throughout the school day as well as after school. It will also keep the students engaged with school longer when the entire school community understands how to promote and support physical activity as creates a more positive, active, and inclusive learning center for the students. Some ways we could encourage this program would include simple visual cues, playground games like hopscotch or Foursquare. Inside the classroom, we could also add wobble stools, standing desks, or pedal desks to encourage a more dynamic environment throughout the workday. Moving on to step 7. In step 7, we would evaluate the impact of the intervention. We think that our program would be effective in increasing physical activity levels, improving physical fitness, enhancing student motivation toward exercise, and positively influencing academic performance to improve focus and behavior in the classrooms. Some expected outcomes would be an increase in 20% in daily MVPA, as well as improved fitness gram scores for the kids, and improved self-efficacy and enjoyment scores from pre to post intervention using the physical activity enjoyment scale and the self-efficacy for exercise scale. Another improvement or outcome would be improvements in classroom attention and the test scores of the students, as well as increased participation in daily classrooms activity and higher after-school program attendance. Okay, the participants that we aim to recruit in this intervention would be 200 to 250 students in grades K through 5 at Andrews Elementary School. This would represent the entire student body, ensuring high reach and inclusivity. The inclusion criteria that these students must reach to be involved in this intervention would be they must be enrolled at Andrews Elementary. The parent or guardian of that said student has to consent, as well as that student has to agree to participate. The student's attendance in school must be at least 80% at the time the intervention begins. And some exclusion criteria that would cause the students to not be able to participate in this intervention would be any medical conditions that may prevent them from participating in moderate to high physical activity. And this would be per a doctor or school nurse recommendation. Thank you all.